Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, and good morning, because this should be posted in the morning. I don't know. Oh man. Well, as the title says, there was a storm after I drew this, and as you can see, there's a lot of sun out now. What happened was I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and basically Thor and Zeus were just having a brawl outside. There was nothing but lightning and thunder all across my window, and it was kind of satisfying to watch. I don't know why. I think it's because I didn't have any electrical appliances on except my fan and my desk lamp that keeps the room orange, so it helps me sleep. But it was pretty funny, and every time I would hear a big boom, I would just go back to sleep. But yeah, that's kind of how that works. So please just sit back, relax, and just take in the video and all that good stuff, because this is the first time I've actually done a long doodle like this, and it was actually pretty satisfying. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just had an idea for a doodle, and I wanted to sit down and just watch the sunrise and do this as well. And watch the sunrise I did, because the sun was all over this piece, but luckily it didn't ruin the lighting in the time lapse, so I was pretty happy and satisfied for that. And I'm just glad it actually worked the way I did, because I couldn't actually look at my camera the way that I usually do in order to check everything. So it either could have gone good or it could have gone terribly worse. But yeah. And yeah, that's how that works. But I'm not too sure what I wanted to call this one at the time of doing it, but then I just called it the storm piece, which was interesting, but I think it was timely. But yeah, woke up, had a good storm, and just had a good day overall. Yeah, that's basically it. I have been working on a lot of different projects, and the one thing that has taken so much of my time has been a painting that I'm working on. Like this past weekend, I actually had to design some tattoos for the very first time, because I never thought that I wanted to design tattoos, but I did. And the tattoos actually, they came out good, kind of. Yes, no, yes. I drew those tattoos while I was I was watching Disenchantment season 3, because that actually came out, and I didn't pay attention to it because I thought it was supposed to come out last year, but last year didn't go out the way it should have. But anyway, with that being said, my painting that I'm working on now it's been super fun. It's been interesting. It's in the ugly phase, as all paintings usually are, after you spend 3 hours working on them, and then another 3 hours, and then another 3 hours. But we're not gonna think too hard about that. We just have to move towards the end, which is honestly the only way that I keep my confidence up when it comes to paintings like that. And when it comes down to big art projects that are that intense, usually I just have to envision myself already finishing it and already giving it to the client. But that's been my thought process, and that has been how I have been approaching a large percentage of my work for the last 2 weeks. And with my short film that I'm working on as well, I'm having some creative block with that, mainly because I don't really know what to say in the narration portion, but that's why I am writing it all down. I'm just practicing writing like intensely now. Don't know what I'll be able to use to apply it in the future, but it's going to be something that I can put to paper. Wait, what? I'm going to continue practicing my writing, because I think that's another creative outlet that helps me. I don't know how much is going to help me, but it has been helping me. work a little better. But yeah, that's been my day. A part of me wants to talk about the stock market squeeze that's happening currently now and for the next couple of days. But honestly, there's so much happening that I have no idea what to really talk about, which is kind of funny. But I'll probably get into that later. But with that being said, and me already on the topic of creative block a little bit, I have been having a lot of problems drawing my own characters, which has been interesting because I have no idea like where it started. At first, I thought it may have started in 2019 when I started changing up my style a little bit in my approach to digital art. I cannot talk. That's what I get for recording so early in the morning. But whenever I do that, I always change up my approach just to see how good it works towards me accomplishing my goal compared to the way I did it before. But it's been fun and it's been interesting. But I think because of that style change, I think that really messed up the way I approached those characters. And like one of my characters is on the very front of this sketchbook. It's her name is Gwen. That's one of the various versions and forms of her that I have. But I've always been hesitant to draw her and draw some other characters, but now I'm just trying to figure out why or where did it started from. And every time I think about it, it becomes a little easier to realize where it actually happened. But I'm probably going to document that process a little bit too, and just as a little break to get my mind together. I think that's going to help. Is it actually going to help? I don't know. Now I just need to figure out how I want to change my style or change up the style. Because changing up the style is a little interesting. I don't know how to do it. But no. Now that I think about it, changing up the style is not hard necessarily. It's just, how do you want to approach it? Here I am once again working out my problems live. Interesting. But I think I like it. I'm going to actually explore that a little bit. I don't know. Interesting. Well, I think I have something. That's interesting. That's going to be fun. Well, that actually kind of, well, that goes into another video idea. All right, cool. To be announced. But one thing that I do want to talk about here, the hatching that I'm doing in this part of the doodle always intrigues me because it's always a cool way to make contrasting textures in the piece. It's a nice way to understand how to change the direction of texture, which is interesting because I never consciously thought about it whenever I would cross hatch. But that's really all, well, hatching and then cross hatching, but that's all I'm really doing here. primarily just hatching. I'm not going over too much of it. But every time I did that in these types of doodles, it always added some depth to the piece. And I've always liked it. I think that's why I always like doing these, and that's why I did a whole series of them. I'm thinking about starting that back up and just rebranding it a little bit. That could be fun. But yeah, that's a little interesting. I am currently thinking about recording another interview too for my short film, and I just might do that today in order to distract myself from something else. I think this is really where the piece started to come together overall. And sorry for not talking too much, or you're welcome for not talking too much. I'm not sure how you feel about that, but yeah, I'm just going through the motions and just watching as you all watch, just to make sure I know what I did. Because again, this was a nice morning, but I only paid attention like halfway, because some of these doodles are very automatic and very yeah, automatic is kind of the thing. But with that being said, here is the full piece, because that's how that worked. And it was super fun. I loved drawing this. I actually should darken it. But yeah. Again, with that being said, I wanted to thank you all for watching, and until next time, be sure to subscribe, like the video, tell me what you thought about the video in the comments below, and with all that being said, I will catch you all later.